Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about Bruno Mars' new album, The Romantic. And, let's hop straight into it. I think the album is overall good. I don't think there are anything here that's like crazy groundbreaking for Bruno Mars. I don't think anything here really outshines his previous work, in my opinion. However, I do think that it's a good entry from Bruno Mars. I think that, you get your classic Bruno Mars feel from it. And we're going to get to the pros and cons of the album in a bit. But overall, as a little general point, I think that the album is pretty good. Let's just say that first. I think people are kind of dogging on this that I'm seeing from online. And I think that it could be just, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Right off the rip, I like the sound that he's going for here. It doesn't feel like the normal, like, piano. He used to do a lot of piano stuff. This one feels more soul. It also feels a bit more Latin, which I kind of appreciate as a person who's of Latin descent. So I really enjoy that. And I think the lyrics here are pretty much all the same, though. Like, they're pretty much like all Bruno Mars songs in a way. They're about love. Some are sad, some are about love, things like that. So let's get into the nitty gritty, though. Let's talk about, like, not each song, but let's talk about the songs that I really enjoyed. For me, I think it starts off with a pretty good song, Risk It All. I think that it's a really good song. I love the production. I love the strings. I love the, guitar, the acoustic sound it's giving. I really, really enjoy that song. However, I think the next song, Cha Cha Cha, is it's a bit just, like, not annoying or just, like, bad. It's just, like, meh. Like, I would never play it ever. Like, in my opinion, I would never play it. And then we get to I Just Might, which is, I think, a radio hit song. I think that song is going to be probably the most played on this album, just because it feels the most radio friendly. And I think that, a lot of people are going to like that. It was the single before the album came out, so it kind of just makes sense for that one to be the biggest song off of here. Then we get to the middle few songs. We get the track 4 and 5, which I think are kind of just like there. I don't think they really serve a purpose, in my opinion. They're both just kind of filler songs, in my opinion. Then we meet the last 4 songs, which I think the last 4 songs are decent. I think especially the last two. The last 2 are probably my top 2 songs. We have Nothing Left and Dance With Me. I think Nothing Left is easily the best song off of here. I love the guitar solo. I love the, it starts off slow, then we build up, and then we go back down, and then we slowly transition into the last song, which is a slow ballad song, which I really, really enjoy. And I think that the album starts off strong, and I think it ends kind of really strong, but the middle is just kind of there. And I wish that he was a bit stronger in the middle, which would make this album a lot better, in my opinion. I do want to say that if this album was any, like, 3 or 4 songs longer, like if it was like 15 songs or 12 or 13 songs, right? To me, it probably would have lowered my rating even more, because it would have just been redundant. It would have been the same thing, and I would have been like, okay, what are we doing here? Like, it's the same song every time. And I was getting that feeling near, like, track 7. And I was like, okay, we have 2 more songs left. Is he going to change it up, or is it going to be the same, And luckily, he changed it up on track 8 and 9, which happened to be my 2 favorites. Now, I will say, on this album, there doesn't seem to be, like, that big hit for, like, Bruno Mars on, like, all his albums. I feel like he usually has, like, that big hit from each of his albums, where this one, I'm not getting that feeling. I feel like, I don't want to say this is the most safe Bruno Mars album, because I don't think it is. I think it's still a pretty good Bruno Mars album, and I think that, the whole sound change to go into this more acoustic and Latin feel, I really enjoy, and I can appreciate a lot, So, yeah, I think that he was just going for a vibe, and I think he kind of just hit that vibe, I don't think he really exceeded the expectations of anybody. I don't think he really, I think he just kind of, I don't want to say he played it safe, but I think he did all right, I don't think it was bad. And I think he hit that vibe. I think he did it good. I think he did it well, so it was there, For me, rating it, I would give it a 7.3 out of 10. I think it's still a good album, It's going to be up there for me, I think, on my album of the year, I think. Yeah, it'll be like number 5 probably, as of this year, as of right now. But that's obviously going to probably change when the year's over. But it's still a good album. 7.3 out of 10. Pretty good. I would probably save a few songs from here. I'm saving at least probably 4. Risk It All, I Just Might, and then the last two for sure, Nothing Left and Dance With Me. Maybe even On My Soul. I'm not really too sure about that one yet. I have to give it a few more listens. But, that's my review, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about Bruno Mars's new album in the comments below. And, how are you guys feeling about it? What are your guys' favorite songs? Do you guys think, like, this is safe? Do you think it's, like, bad? What do y'all think about it, I just want to know in the comments below. And, yeah, it's been your boy, Tone. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Subscribe for more videos like this. And have a beautiful day. Peace.